This is the way. What is up, you guys? I just hit my hat. What is up? It is the Iron Mandalorian. Welcome back to another vlog on my channel. A mini vlog, I should say. Don't worry. The Disney College Program videos, yes, they're very late and it's already almost June, but they're on their way. I have just a couple more that I'm working on right now. I have like 4 or 5 of them stashed on my computer that I'm going to upload very soon, along with the rest that I'm working on right now. There's probably like 3 more that I'm working on. And then when they're all done, I'm probably going to do just a major video dump on YouTube so y'all can see the rest of my time in the Disney College Program. But this is a little mini vlog, kind of in between everything now that I'm home, that I wanted to make. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I saw this trend on Instagram last night. Actually, I saw that people have been doing it, and y'all know me. I love Star Wars. I mean, look at the hat, look at the shirt. That's definitely not inspired by today's video. But I discovered the making a lightsaber out of hardware store parts, like at Home Depot or Lowe's or anything. I saw that trend. I discovered it on Instagram and TikTok last night. And guys, I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, how have I not known about this prior? Like, I couldn't believe it. So I am actually here at my local Home Depot, and we're about to go in and, well, see what parts we can find for possibly building my own Luke Skywalker replica saber out of just random hardware store parts. I've seen a few different variations of this design on social media already, and I think I have a pretty good idea of how I'm going to do it. Maybe a couple modifications of my own here and there to make it look more movie accurate. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to do this. Plus, I don't have a Luke Skywalker lightsaber yet, and I would really like to get one, and this just feels right. Alright, y'all, so first stop is the plumbing area. I think I know where everything is that I need to get, and hopefully this is the right section, but I know I need a lot of washers, and I actually need a garden hose adapter. So let me see if I can find that real quick, and then I will get back to y'all a little bit later when I have more parts. Alright, y'all, so I have gotten a lot of what I needed. They didn't have all of these washers that I needed individually, so I had to get a box of 50, so more than I need, but I think it'll be fine in the long run. They don't have some of the parts that I need. I'm so close to being done, but they don't have all the parts that I need, and it's really frustrating. So hopefully I can find the rest of what I need for the build. If not, then I'm in a bit of trouble. I could try going to Lowe's, but I don't know if they even have it, so fingers crossed, we'll see. Alright, y'all, we have found everything that we're looking for, except for, well, 2 items, both in the same aisle. I have to find some mending plates if I want to make the switch for the ignition of the blade. Now, there is going to be no blade on the saber, it's just the hilt, but I'm going for detail and aesthetic, so we're going to try our best. Alright, y'all, so here's what happened. I got everything that I needed. Had to make a few design different choices. You know, when you go to Home Depot and you're gonna build something like this that is crazy specific on the measurements and the design and the color, everything, you're gonna want to make sure that they have everything and you know specifically what you're looking for. I needed to ask help from about 3 different employees because I had no idea where a lot of the stuff I needed was. I found most of it, well, a good fair amount of it on my own, but I did have to ask for a bit of help with like everything else on my list, and I had to tell them what it was I was building. They thought it was crazy fun, so employees at Home Depot, they're super nice. They helped me out a lot, so props to them. Now, the final step is to go home and put this thing together, and I'm so excited to do that, guys. This is going to be awesome, and I hope it turns out right. I'm going to have to make sure I line everything up perfectly, or at least as perfect as I can get it. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like this, so hopefully it goes the way I want it to. I'm not sure if it will. My only thing is that I wish I could put the blade in, but there's nothing to put the blade in. There's no electronics or anything. It's just a hilt design, but it's fully metal, except for a couple of the washers that I got, which were actually plastic, because they did not have the metal versions that I needed of the same measurement, but they had the plastic one, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do that, and it'll be fine. So yeah, couple different design choices than the original design that I was looking at for my instructions, but either way, I think this is going to turn out really, really well, and I cannot wait to put it together. So let's go home and put it together. Okay, guys, so I have switched over to my Sony camera now because I need the instructions on my phone because I am not smart enough to do this by myself. Plus I only found out about it yesterday, so there's also that. So currently what I'm doing is I am using these mending plates that I got. And by the way, all of what I used to build this will be in the description of the video. So just if you wanted to learn how to make the same one yourself, go to the description in the video. Everything detail about the parts will be there. But I'm taking these mending plates, they are 2-inch mending plates, and I'm putting super glue around the holes of them. I don't know if you can see that a little bit there. It's not focusing very well. But I'm super gluing them together, and that's going to be the switch, the ignition switch for Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So I'm going to put the camera here. I really hope this is a good enough angle to show you guys what I'm going to be doing. But basically, what we have here, I'll show you guys all the parts, actually. So there are all the parts. We have a, I believe this is a Barb Fitting 3/4 by 3/4 female adapter. The rest of these are washers, electrical conduit, hex nut. This is a 10-inch, specifically a 3/8 by 10-inch carriage bolt, and this is going to be what we use to put all the parts onto to make the hilt. So this is essentially the core of the lightsaber hilt. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, we're going to finish gluing these plates, and that is possibly going to take the longest. Just because I had to be very careful with the super glue. Now, in the video, it said to use welding glue or something like that, but if you're like me and don't have professional work in this area, then you're just gonna go with what material you actually have. And for me, it is super glue. That is the material that I have. But really what I'm doing is I'm going to glue the metal plates together, and then I'm going to put the brass one on top of all of them because that will be the gold part of the switch for Luke's lightsaber. So, as you can see, the glue is on all of these. I have to be very careful while placing these on now. Really hope I don't glue myself, and I really hope these are aligned. So there is the, I believe these are zinc mending plates, and they're a little off-center from what I can tell right now. I'm trying to slide them back over, but they are glued, so it's going to be a little difficult to do. But honestly, this is not perfect. It's not going to be perfect, so I'm going to do about the best job that I can with the mending plates, and they're going to be the way that they are. Now, the brass mending plate does not seem to want to be sticking, which is a little frustrating. I'm hoping it sticks. It doesn't look like it wants to. It is not sticking. So, that means I gotta use more glue. Okay. That is going to stick now. So now I'm going to just set this aside and let it sit and dry. So we got the mending plates gluing together, which is awesome. That's like half the job done. The next thing I got to do is put the saber together, which is why I have my phone. So the tutorial I'm using is from a guy on Instagram and TikTok. If I'm saying it right, it is not period double S serrated. So I will link him in the description as well. Just kind of give credit to where I got the design from because he is the reason that I know how to do this. We're just going to kind of follow the tutorial and go from there. Okay, y'all, so here's how this is going to work. To start, we're taking the 9 washers I have here. These are fender washers They are not the same model as in the video because I had to get creative because they didn't have the same model in the video, but they are the same type of washer that I need. They just don't have the same letter description on them. So it's very hard to see. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but you see that little like letter description on the washer? So I guess some hardware stores put those letters in different patterns on some of the equipment that they sell just to, I guess, help people know which ones they're looking for. I'm not an engineer, nor am I a welder or anything like that in any way, shape, or form, but as far as I know, that is the description of why they do that. So we're going to take the 9 washers. We're going to put them on the carriage bolt, just like that. Cool, cool. And then we are going to take 5 of the 7 stainless steel washers that I got, because I did get 7 of those, and we're going to put those on here as well. Alright, just like this. And one thing we're going to want to make sure we're doing is keeping all of these pretty well in line, just so it looks right and not wonky when I'm done. That is something I can work on a little bit later at the end of the video when I'm screwing the hex nut on at the bottom to keep everything in place. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to take the adapter that I got, and that is also going to slide down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the AGB washers and we're going to put that on top of the adapter. And then this is where it gets a little tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 different sizes. This is an XBJ black washer. We're going to put that on top of the AGB. And then I have 8 very small washers. Very small. Like I said, any detail specifically saying what parts these are will be in the description. I'm not being super detailed about it in the video just because, one, I don't remember fully what the description is, but I have it written down, and also I don't want the video to go crazy long. So the 8 washers are going to go on here, I hope, unless they are the wrong size. Guys, am I screwed right now? They shouldn't be the wrong size. No, they're just going to be a little tougher to get on. So guys, what happened at Home Depot was that these tiny black washers that I have, they are supposed to be metal, but they only had the plastic ones. So what I need to do right now is try to get the plastic over these notches, and if I stretch it out a little bit, I think I can get it. Yep, there it goes. So these are going to be a little easier to get on here, just because they are going to be fully wrapped around that carriage bolt. But yeah, they did not have the metal ones, which was kind of frustrating, but they did have plastic ones, and material is not a crazy big thing to me right now, so I just wanted to get this done, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'll just take the plastic ones. But this is a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But in the end, we managed to get them. They're on there now. We did it. See how that's already starting to take shape a little bit as Luke's lightsaber? And honestly, what I'm realizing is that the black washers, the little plastic ones right here, they are holding everything in place tighter than the metal ones would have. So this actually makes my job a little bit easier. Okay, y'all, so this is where it gets a little fun because there's a pattern here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of my XBJ washers. I'm going to put it down, kind of sandwich the smaller black washers between the 2 XBJ ones. And then what I get to do now is I get to take all of my AGB washers and all of my XBJ washers, and I get to alternate them to make the divots in the lightsaber hilt. If you've ever watched Return of the Jedi, then you know what I'm talking about with Luke's saber. So guys, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need 9 of the AGB washers. So there's 9 of them, right? And then, so it's not all of them. I think I will use some more of those later. I'm not fully sure. I can't remember everything from this video. But 9 of the AGBs. And then I'm going to separate them up a little bit just so I know my pattern. And then I need 2 of each of the XBJ. And that will create the divots in the lightsaber hilt, which is honestly one of the parts that I was most excited about designing, because that part in the hilt just makes Luke's lightsaber so unique. The only other saber in Star Wars that is like that is Obi-Wan's. So we are going to put an AGB on first, like so, and then 2 of the XBJ. And then we're just going to keep doing that until there's 9 of these ridges in the saber. Yep, there's 9 of those ridges, so I grabbed 2 extra XBJ washers for no reason. So now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3, I believe these are, yes, XBH washers, and yes, these need to be black. The black washers that I have used and the silver washers that I have used, there is a specific reason for their color, because if you go and look at a picture of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, that's the color of the parts. The XBH washers, they go here, and then I'm going to take this lovely little electrical power coupling thingy that I bought, and I'm going to slide it right on here. So now what I'm going to need is all 7 of the AGB metal washers that I bought, and those are going to slide on here just like so. Just like that. You guys kind of see it starting to take shape now? Looks just like Luke's saber. Okay, so now I have 2 more of the remaining AMC washers. I'm going to take one of them and put them here. And then I have these 2 hex nuts. These are BDK hex nuts, and these are going to slide on right here to make the bottom of the saber. And then I'm going to take one more of the AMC washers, put it there. I think I did something wrong. Pretty sure I'm supposed to have one more notch in there. Oops. Guys, I may have to backtrack. I was! Okay, guys, I made one slight mistake with this. I was supposed to take these last 2 XBJ washers and put them at the bottom of the ridge here, so which means I have to take from here down off so I can put these on. I feel so stupid because there should not be any remaining parts. That's like the first rule in hardware design, is there should be no remaining parts left over. So these are gonna go on here now, just like so. And then we're gonna put these on, I believe. Yes, these. And then we're gonna put the power coupling on. And then we're gonna put these on. Yes. Oh, as I drop them. And then we're gonna take these, put them on, put this washer on, and then this nut. And that's more like it. Okay, so here's like the rough design of it, guys. It looks just like Luke's saber, and I'm very proud of myself that I was able to do this. However, I'm going to be a perfectionist now and try to straighten this out. So I'm going to cut here, and probably a few minutes are going to go by as I'm straightening this out, because I'm going to be very detailed about it. And then when I come back, hopefully it will be all put together, and as long as the mending plates are dried, I will glue those onto here to make the switch. Alright, y'all. That is about as screwed on as I can possibly get it without any of this moving anymore. For the most part, I think I got it pretty straightened out. It doesn't seem lopsided much anymore, actually barely at all. I was going to try and use these pliers to straighten everything out, but they are not wide enough pliers to do that, so I had to do it the old-fashioned way and use my hands to push everything into place. But I did use the pliers to screw this on because I don't know if we have a wrench anywhere, so yeah, that's just what I had to do. And yeah, it does stick out a little bit at the bottom, a little screw bit here. Honestly, I'm not upset about that. It looks amazing. I'm honestly very proud of this. So props to the guy who made the original design and posting it and letting everybody out there be able to copy his work, because honestly this turned out way better than I thought it would. Because like I said, I'm not a professional. The only thing I have left to do though is glue the switch onto here. This is fully put together now. See? Look at that. There's the activation switch, and that's those mending plates that I was using earlier. For the most part, it's pretty dry, so I'm going to put glue on these two little screw holes that are on the conduit. And actually, I'm not going to put them there. I'm going to put them on the bottom of this, and then try to stick them on. And I really hope that works. Alright guys, so after a little bit of fidgeting with the glue and putting the switch on, it's now on there. And if it's a little crooked, it is what it is. That has so much super glue on it, I really hope it doesn't come off. Right now I have it stabilized on the table and it's upside down, and hopefully it's going to stay and you know, finish gluing while it's upside down. I really hope. But yeah, I'd say that looks pretty great. The hilt itself turned out amazing. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this little thing at the bottom, but honestly, doesn't really matter. You barely notice it unless somebody points it out to you. It's really this that is just amazing. You can see the little switches down there, and it's gluing back on. But yeah, so there is the saber. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share if you have not already. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I know it's June, or almost June, and my Disney College Program vlogs are way behind, but that is just because I'm editing them all right now, and I'm just going to do a massive video dump when the last 3 I think I have left are completely done and ready to be posted. So until then, remember, the Force is with you on this blessed day, and I will see you real soon. Alright y'all, here is the finished result of the lightsaber. This is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. I did get the mending plates on here. After a second try with the glue, I had to get the mending plates off, which was not fun. It involved some water, so the glue left a bit of a residue mark on the saber hilt, but it's barely noticeable. So yeah, it looks really great. It's got some good weight to it, and I can spin it. It's really nice, guys. Like, I am genuinely happy with this and with how it turned out.